was a Cherub in 1986. I went to the Medill School of Journalism and graduated in 1991 with a BSJ. I worked as a journalist for 2 years, freelancing. After working as a journalist, I went back to graduate school and got my master's in communication. And at the time, this was 1996, at the time I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with my career. So I was trying to figure out what are the things that I love. And at the time I knew I loved the internet, I loved community, and I loved shopping. And I was just lucky enough to find a company and a job that let me focus and use my journalism skills in all three of those areas. That job was at eBay. I was lucky enough to stumble into eBay.
I got interested in journalism when I was in college. I started working for my college newspaper, and I worked for a small weekly in my hometown, and that's how I got interested in it. And this was back in the, during the late 60s and early 70s when Nixon was president, and Watergate hit in 72 and 73 and all that stuff. So I'm part of that generation that got interested in journalism because of Woodward and Bernstein. Was an English major in college, and I kept wavering between journalism and teaching. Like, what did I want to do? I started teaching when I got into a master's program at Bowling Green State University. I was a teaching assistant and taught composition, and I really liked it. So I just started doing a little teaching here and there and doing a little journalism here and there, and then eventually I started teaching journalism and kind of combined them. My background is mainly, actually, unlike the other instructors here, my background is mainly in teaching and education. I'm far less talented as a journalist than most of them are.
Before coming to Cherubs this summer, I was a reporter for the website Inside Higher Ed in Washington, D.C. Prior to that, I was a reporter at the Los Angeles Times covering sports and other features for the LA Times Company. I reported for a few other papers in between, and I was a Cherub instructor also in 2004. I was a Cherub myself in 1998 after 5 years before I graduated from Medill here at Northwestern.
I was, let me think, maybe a couple weeks out of graduation or right before graduation. And I got a call from Roger Boy and said that he had something to talk to me about. I first thought I was in trouble for something. But came to his office, he told me about the Cherub program, what it was. I had never heard of Cherubs before I came to Medill, but I knew, some of my classmates were Cherubs. And he said that they needed someone to handle some of the broadcast instruction. And so I just thought it'd be a good opportunity. I'd worked with kids in the past, not quite this age. So I thought it'd be, a good opportunity, chance to make a little bit of money over the summer before I had to go out into the real world and, start my whole 9 to 5 daily news grind.
So I graduated from Northwestern, from Medill, and I started my own multimedia company. And I do short documentaries for nonprofit organizations, and I've been a teacher at Northwestern, and I love to travel.
Cherubs solidified my intentions to become a journalist. It was something that had been on my mind when I was in high school, but I wasn't sure. I came here and really, really liked it, had a great time, and decided that I wanted to pursue it as a career. To do it 15 years later and sort of give back is a really kind of a special opportunity that I thought that I really would like to give back in that way.
Quit my job in 1999, went backpacking for 6 months, changed my life, came to Medill, got a master's, started teaching in 2001 at Cherubs, and I've been doing it ever since.